or not to be.
Who speaks within there? Neighbor! Open the door!
Of peace, which is a natural man. We came into this world like brother and brother, and now let's go hand in hand, not one before another. We own this space. We own this space. We own this space.
Welcome to the all-new, never-before-imagined Chicago Shakespeare Slam. In the year of the plague, it's so Shakespearean. My name is Marilyn Halprin.
I'm Jason Harrington.
And I'm Sarah Thiel, and the three of us are Chicago Shakespeare Theater's Education Department. Thanks for tuning in. We'd also like to thank our generous sponsors for their lead gifts in support of our 2020 Chicago Shakespeare Slam and to our many education programs for students and teachers.
This year, 38 teams from 39 different high schools from across the city of Chicago and surrounding region, and 250 students and their teachers participated. Our 2020 Slam was created almost entirely in a virtual world. As a departure from Slam tradition, we decided this year to focus on creating a shared, collaborative piece across our entire Slam community in this virtual space. And Hamlet spoke to us as the perfect play for this time for so many reasons.
Particularly now in these strange, unsettling times, we hope that Hamlet's story would be one that students might deeply connect with. You'll hear Hamlet say later on, "The time is out of joint, O cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right." His story just seemed like the right one for us to focus on now, for our times and for our shared story. Each of the 38 teams contributed a single scene, told from their own voice, telling the story that they wanted to tell.
And because so many schools, against every obstacle that this school year threw in their way, decided to participate, we created not one, but two Hamlets to be aired on 2 consecutive nights.
The 2 Hamlets, or Slamlets as we have affectionately renamed them, are each unique productions because each team approached them uniquely, editing the same scenes differently, casting the same characters with different people, imagining the scenes and settings in completely different ways.
The one commonality that the 2 nights share is one famous soliloquy to be revealed as you watch.
So how did we get from the beginning of the program at the top of the school year to now?
62 remarkably brave, committed teachers said yes to a wild idea. They recruited their teams of equally brave students willing to step out of their comfort zones.
We gathered as a community at Hamlet Hangouts on Saturdays. We recorded and posted a bunch of workshop videos online. Cage and Aurora, whom you'll meet in a moment, created the Hamlet dance and even a cookbook of activities.
A bunch of rehearsals at school, really at home because mostly remote. Each team then recorded their scene and our Chicago Shakespeare team wove all the pieces together. And that brings us to tonight when we've all gathered to celebrate everybody's creativity.
Slam is only partly about Shakespeare, which might surprise you to hear Chicago Shakespeare say. What it's really about at its core is learning to be in conversation with a complex text, and in the process, finding one's own voice.
And it's about building community, developing connections between different schools and communities, and discovering along the way how much we have to respect and honor in each other's bravery and creativity.
Throughout the entire program, we ask every team to work toward the 5 goals of the Slam.
Be seen.
Be heard.
Be creative.
Take risks.
Play as an ensemble.
We have something called the culture of the slam, which has followed us from the first Hamlet Hangout through our Hamlet premiere tonight.
Slam culture is participatory.
Slam culture is supportive, creating a safe space for students to take huge risks on stage.
Slam culture is first and foremost about building community.
And somehow, by the incredible persistence, generosity, and spirit of this entire group, we all did just that. Over hundreds of miles of distance that separate us all right now, imagination and creativity defied the barriers.
There are a few viewing tips that we want to share with you. First, because you'll be seeing the same character played by a number of different students, not only in different scenes, but sometimes in the same scene, you'll see that each team color-coded the major characters to look something like this. So Ophelia, for example, could be wearing something blue, standing against a blue background, or perhaps carrying something blue with her into the scene, but she'll be marked by their color blue in some way. And last, all the scenes are based on the team's interpretation. Some are more literal and some more abstract, but each one reflects those students in conversation with Shakespeare.
That's it. That's what we wanted to share with you. Apart from our boundless thanks to each and every student and teacher who stepped forward to be part of this year's slam in truly extraordinary times. Congratulations to all of you for what you achieved together.
Congratulations.
Congrats, everybody.
Congrats.
Hello, I'm Barbara Gaines, the Artistic Director of Chicago Shakespeare Theater. And we are very proud of all of you right now. Teachers, I'd love just to say something to you from my heart to yours. In a world that was turned upside down in a seeming second, you stepped forward. You took a risk for your students' sake, and you went that extra mile. We all thank you for going that mile. Students, wow, what a year, right? Just when you wanted to be in high school and gather and have fun with your friends and do all sorts of activities, time kind of stood still. But let me tell you something. You've created something dynamic and special. Everybody came inside of these little boxes, right? These boxes of isolation. And all of you, with your talent, your creativity, you did create something totally original, something I'd never seen before. I understood parts of Hamlet that never have gotten through to me. And I have you to thank for being my teacher. But let me tell you something. As a director, you've all created a work of art. Something that anyone who sees will never, ever forget. I know I won't.
Hey, everybody. My name is Cage Sebastian Pierre.
And my name is Aurora Real de Asua, and we are so happy to be your creative leads alongside the whole Chicago Shakespeare education team for this year's slam.
We would like to take a moment to acknowledge your hard work and your perseverance to challenge yourselves to attempt to create something incredible in this new medium with all these new unknowns. It has not gone unnoticed, and we thank you so much.
So deeply. It has been such a hard year in so many different ways, and just hats off to each and every single one of you for your creativity and your flexibility, and you've created something so special. So what we're going to do right now before we launch into performances is, for those of you who've done the slam before, you may be familiar with a little warm-up exercise that we used to do called Feel the Warmth. And we're going to recreate that today, but instead of thinking about it as a warm-up exercise, we want to think about it as a chance to support yourself, your team, and the whole community that has come together to do slam. So it's a chance to send a little bit of love to people who really need it, because I think we all need just a little bit of love. And what I want you to do first is I want you to take your palms like this, And I want you to bring your hands back together, and I want you to rub as hard as you can. And I want you to think of the biggest thing you can think of: the earth, the globe, the universe, the solar system, whatever it is in your hands. And here you're bringing joy, all the joy and laughter, the delight that we've had. We've all been through such a difficult year. And while everyone's year was different, it was a storm that affected all of us. So everyone needs a little bit of this love today. So to every single person in the Slam community, I want you to pour joy and laughter and love and warmth and goofiness and silliness, because we're coming together to tell stories and to make art, and we are so lucky for that. So ready, 3, 2, 1, to the camera and to the whole Slam community. That was great. Thank you guys so much.
If ever you're watching and you feel like something really resonates with you or just really stands out in a way that makes you want to move, to speak, feel free. A Slam tradition that we have is to snap at those things, or throw some elbows at those things since you're at home. And if you're really feeling crazy, since there's no one next to you, you can feel free to get up and dance and move around and get your thing on and say, you go team, you go team.
Oh my God, Cage, are you dancing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, are we gonna do the dance?
What?
I know the dance.
Wait.
No?
Aurora, if we do the dance now, then it will give away the entire plot of the play.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
This dance that we've created, that is the entirety of Hamlet told in 1 minute and several funky dance moves, will spoil the ending of the biggest mystery of all time. Nobody knows
Yes.
how Hamlet ends.
No, it has been a well-kept secret that you and I, along with the Chicago Shakespeare Museum, are revealing to you today.
On behalf of the whole Chicago Shakespeare Theater and the entire Slam community,
here is this year's Chicago Shakespeare Theater Slam.
We
are
Addison Trail Alcott
Beacon Academy.
We are Beacon Academy. We are Benito Juan, Bishop Knoll,
the Chicago High School for the Arts.
We are South.
Elk Grove,
Francis Parker,
Homewood Flossmoor High School.
We are High School. We are Kennedy High School. We are Kinwood.
We are
Lincoln Park.
We are Lindblom.
LVLHS.
Marengo High School.
we are Morgan Park Academy.
We are New Trier. We are Northside.
We are
West High School.
Rickover Naval Academy.
Ridgewood. Brownlee. We are Art.
Simeon.
North Shore.
We are
High School. We own this space.
And we own this space. And we own this space.
Who's there?
Bernardo,
He.
come most carefully upon your hour.
Have you had quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus,
I think I hear them. Who is there?
friends to this ground.
And liegeman to the Dane.
Give you good night.
Holla, Bernardo.
Say what? Is Horatio there?
Piece of him. What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
Horatio says 'tis but a fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of himself, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us before. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story, what we have 2 nights seen. Last night of all, when yon same star,
That's westward from the pole. We're now at Burns. Marcellus and myself. The bell-beating one.
Break thee off. Look where it comes again.
Looks he not like the king?
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Speak to it, Horatio. It is offended.
See? It stalks away.
Stay! Speak! Speak! I charge thee! Speak!
'Tis gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. Such was the very armor he had on when he the ambitious Norway combated. 'Tis strange.
This twice before. And jump at this dead hour. With myrtle stock hath he gone by our watch.
This bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon and foreign marts of implements of war. Who is that can inform me?
That can I. Our last king, whose image even now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto picked on by most emulate pride, dared to the combat, in which our valiant Hamlet did slay this Fortinbras, who did forfeit, with his life, all those his lands which he stood seized of to the conqueror. Now, Sir young Fortinbras, of unimproved mettle, hot and full, hath in the skirts of Norway, here and there, shirked up a list of lawless resolutes, but to recover of us, by strong hand, those foresaid lands so by his father lost. And this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations.
I think it be no other than e'en so. Well, may it sort that this pretentious figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king that was and is the question of these wars.
A mode it is to trouble the mind's eye. In the most high and palmy state of Rome, a little ere the mighty Julius fell. But soft! Lo, behold, the where it comes again. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily for knowing may avoid, oh, speak! Stay and speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I strike it with my partisan?
Do if it will not stand.
'Tis here!
'Tis here!
'Tis gone.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock that is trumpet to the morn. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet, for, upon my life, this spirit will speak to him.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe, that we with wisest sorrow think on him together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, have we taken to wife for all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What wouldst thou beg, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence though willingly I came to Denmark, to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that, duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
I have, my lord, wrung from him his slow leave by laborsome petition, and at last, upon my will, he sealed his hard consent.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. But now, my cousin Hamlet and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds so hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good, Hamlet. Cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever, with thy veiled lids, search for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam? Nay, 'tis. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath. No, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected hawire of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passes show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. We pray you throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart towards you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thou mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us, go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
'Tis a loving and a fair reply. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. O God, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world.
Fie on it, ah fie, 'tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possesses it merely. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, that was to this Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother.
That he might not beaten the winds of heaven, visit her too roughly, heaven and earth must I remember, why she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month.
Let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month, or ere those shoes were old, by which she followed my poor father's body. Like Niobe, all tears. Why she, even she, O God, a beast that wants discourse of reason.
Would have mourned longer, married my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than to Hercules. Within a month, or yet, the salt of the most unrighteous tears, had left a flushing in her galled eyes. She married, oh most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It's not, nor cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see you well, Horatio. or do I forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
And what make you for Wittenberg, Horatio?
A Tronta's position, my good lord. My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king. He was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his likes again. My lord, I think I saw him yesternight. Saw who? My lord, the king your father. The king my father? For God's love, let me hear. 2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, in the dead waste of the middle of the night, been thus encountered a figure like your father. Thrice he walked by their oppression and feared surprised eyes within his truncheon's length, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, whereas they had delivered both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good. That apparition comes, I knew your father, these hands are not more like. Did you not speak to it? My lord, I did, but answer made it none. Yet once methought it lifted up his head and did address itself to motion, like as if it would speak. But even then the morning cock grew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true.
I will watch tonight, perchance, to walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Through hell itself should gape open and bid me my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. And whatever so else shall hap tonight, give an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves, so far you well, upon the platform. 'Twas 11 and 12, I'll visit you. All
duty to your honor.
To your honor. Your loves, as mine you, farewell, my father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. With the night we're come, till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to men's eyes.
Farewell. And, sister, as the winds give benefit and convey his assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that? I shall obey, my lord.
For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor holds it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violent in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so?
Think it no more. If he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ear you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection out of the shot and danger of desire. Be wary, then. Best safety lies in fear.
I shall obey, my lord, and the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good, my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance, treads, and recks not his own reed.
Ah, fear me not.
Yet here, Laertes, there, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Look thou character, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of a new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of the entrance to quarrel, but being in, bear that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy. Not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft claims the man. And they in France of the best rank in station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for a loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night, the day, thou canst not be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season is in thee. The time invites you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
I shall obey, my lord. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is it, Ophelia? He hath said to you.
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly, as it behooves my daughter and your honor. What is it between you? Give me up the truth.
I shall obey, my lord. He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection? Pfft. You speak like a green girl.
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Think yourself a baby, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not stealing. Tender yourself more dearly, or you'll tender me a fool.
I shall obey, but, my lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion, and given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence. In few, Ophelia, believe so much in him that he is young, and with a larger tether may he walk than may be given you. Do not believe his vows. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure, as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold. It is a nipping and an eager air. What hour now? I think it lacks a 12.
No, it is strong.
Indeed, I heard it now. It then draws near the season, where his spirit held wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord? The king doth wake tonight, and takes his rouse. The kettle drum and trumpet thus spray out the triumph of his pledge. Is it a custom? Aye, marry, is it. Look, my lord, it comes. Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health, or a goblin damned, bring with thee airs of heaven or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape, that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? It beckons you to go away with thee, as this impartment the desire to you alone. But do not go with it.
No, by no means. It will not speak. Then I will follow it. Do not, my lord. Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that being a thing as immortal as itself? It waves me forth again. I'll follow it. What if it tempts you to the flood, my lord? Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea? And there assume some other horrible form, which might deprive you of eternity, drive you into madness. Think of it. It waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Lay off your hands. Be ruled. You shall not go. My fate cries out and makes each petty archer in this body as hardy as the Nemean's lion's nerve. Still am I called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say, away. Go on. I'll follow thee. He waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not fit, though, to obey him.
Hereafter, to what issue would this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him.
Speak. I'll go no further.
Mark me.
Mark me.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
I am thy father's spirit.
Doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires till the foul crimes done in my days are burnt and purged away.
But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house.
A tale whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul and freeze thy young blood. If thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Murder? We know that I may sleep to my revenge. I find thee apt.
Now, Hamlet, here. 'Tis given now sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me.
So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused.
But no, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
My uncle. Ay, that incestuous, adulterate beast that have the power so to seduce, one to a shameful less the will of my most seeming and virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there. So lust will state itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft methinks I scent the morning air.
Brief let me be.
Sleeping within my orchard, thy uncle stole with juice of cursed Habona in a vial, and in the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment.
Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off, sent to my account, with all my imperfections on my head.
Horrible!
Horrible, most horrible! Let not the royal bed of Denmark be
a couch of luxury and damned incest.
But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother. Leave her to heaven. Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well, adieu, remember me.
Oh, most pernicious woman, oh villain! Villain smiling! Damn it! Villain! That one may smile and be a villain. At least, it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are, now to my word it is adieu. Remember me. I won't.
My lord! My lord!
God have it!
Heaven secure him.
So be it.
Hello, ho, ho, my lord!
Hello, boy, come, bird, come.
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
No, you will reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
There's never a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an errant knave.
There needs no ghosts, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You are in the right. And so without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. For my own poor part, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you heartily.
There is no offense, my lord.
Yes, but there is, Horatio. And much offense, too. Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost that let me tell you, good friends, as you are friends, scholars and soldiers. Give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord,
Lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
Swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
Never speak of this that you have heard.
Swear by his sword!
Oh, but this is wondrous strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt up in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never so help you mercy, how strange or odd somewhere I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think to me to put an antic disposition on, that you at such time seeing me never shall, with arms uncovered thus, or by pronouncing some doubtful phrase or such ambiguous giving out to note, that you know aught of me. This do swear, so grace and mercy your most need help you. Swear. Rest, bitter spirit. So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you. Let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Despite that I ever was born to set it right.
How now, Ophelia, what's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so frightened.
Well, with what?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, unguarded and down jibed to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport.
As if he had been loosened out of hell to speak of horrid comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but I truly do fear it. He took me by the wrist and held me hard.
Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hands thus over his brow.
He follows to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so.
At last, a little shaking of my arm, he thrust his head, thus waving up and down.
He raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being.
That done, he lets me go.
And with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes.
Bro, Dorsey went without their helps, and Celeste spended their light on me.
Come, go with me. This is the very ecstasy of love. I will go seek the king. Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and deny his access to me.
That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not courted him, and feared he did but trifle and meant to rack thee. But beshrew my jealousy. Come, go we to the king. This must be known. Come.
My liege and madam, to expostulate, what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, and time is time. We're nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, I call it. For to define true madness, what is it to be nothing else but mad? But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he's mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true a foolish figure. But farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then, and it now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say, the cause of this defect. For this effect defective comes by cause. Repent, I have a daughter, while she is mine, who, in her duty and obedience mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise.
To the celestial, in my soul's adore, the most beautified Ophelia.
That's an ill phrase.
In her excellent white bosom, these, etc.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful.
Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt thy love. O dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not heart to reckon my groans, but I love thee best, almost best, believe it. Adieu.
This in obedience hath my daughter shown me.
And how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
As a man faithful and honorable?
I would fain prove so, but what might you think when I had seen this hot love on the wing? What might you think if I had played the desk or table book, or given my heart a winking, mute and dumb, or looked upon this love with idle sight? What might you think? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I prescripts gave her that she should lock himself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. When done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he repelled a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, thence to a fast, thence to a watch, thence to a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein he now raves, and we'll mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this? Maybe, very like.
Hath there been such a time that I have positively said 'tis so when it is proved otherwise?
Not that I know. How may we try further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind in our ass then. Mark the encounter.
We will try it. Oh, but look where the poor wretch comes now.
Away I do beseech you both away. I'll board him presently. Give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Away, I do beseech you both, away. I'll board him presently. Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God have mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, he's a fishmonger.
Excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, it is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That is very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots and a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion, have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her now walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive, friend. Look to it.
How say you by that? Still hearkening on my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He's far gone, far gone. But yet, in my early years of life, I suffered much extremity for love, very near to this. I'll speak to him again. What is it you read, my lord?
Words, words, words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean, the matter that you read.
Slander, sir, for the satirical rogue says here that the old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit. For yourself, sir, shall grow old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backwards.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are, and often happiness that madness hits on. I will leave him, and suddenly contrive the means of him and my daughter. My lord, will I take my leave of you?
You, sir, cannot take from me anything that I will more willingly part withal, except my life, except my life, except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
Guildenstern? Ah, Rosencrantz. Good lads, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy, and that we are not over happy.
What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near? But your news is not true. The question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hand of fortune that she sent you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
A goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons. Denmark be one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then, 'tis none to you, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
Oh, God. I could be bounded in a nutshell, and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
Which dreams indeed are ambition, for the very substance of the ambitions is merely the shadow of a dream.
Dream itself is but a shadow.
Truly, and I hold that ambition of so eerie and light, a quality that is but a shadow.
Shall we to the coin? For by my fay I cannot reason.
We'll wait upon you.
No such matter. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you to Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, nay speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for. And there is a kind of confession in your looks. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But let me conjure you by the rights of our fellowship, by the constancy of our youth, and by the obligation of our ever-preserved love, be even and direct with me on whether you were sent for or no. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I'll tell you why. I have as of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Forgot all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame of the earth seems to me a sterile, foul, and pestilent congregation of vapors. And yet to me, what a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, how express and admirable. And yet to me, what is the quintessence of dust? Men delights not me, no, nor women either.
To think, my lord, if you delight not in men, what lantern entertainment shall the players receive from you? We caught at them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
He that plays the king shall be welcomed. His majesty shall even pay tribute of me. Tell me, what players are they?
Even those you were wont to take delight in, the tragedians of the city.
Do they hold the same estimation they did when I was in the city? Are they still followed?
No, indeed are they not.
How comes it? Do they grow rusty?
Nay, their interview keeps in the wanted pace.
It's not very strange, for my uncle is king of Denmark, and those who would throw moles at him while my father was alive will now give 100 ducats apiece to see his picture a little. Spud, there is something more than natural if philosophy can find it out.
They're the players.
Gentlemen, you are welcome. You are welcome. But my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he do blench, I know my course. The spirit I have seen may be a devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Yea, and perhaps, out of my weakness and my melancholy, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
To be or not to be?
Or not to be? That is the question.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind
to suffer.
the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune,
Or to take arms against the
troubles,
and
by
opposing,
end them.
End them. That is the question.
To be
Or not to be.
That is
The question.
to be.
That is the question.
To die, to sleep,
To die.
no more.
And by
sleep,
sleep,
to say,
we end
the heartache.
the heartache.
And the thousand natural shocks,
The flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation.
'Tis a consummation.
Tis a consummation.
Devoutly to be wished.
To be or not to be.
Или не будешь? Давай вопросы.
To
Be
Or not
to be.
That
is the
question.
أكون أو ما أكون؟ هذا السؤال.
To die, to sleep, to sleep perchance, to dream.
to dream.
There's the rub.
For in the sleep of death, what dreams may come.
When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of
so long life.
To be or not to be.
That is the question.
To be or
not to be.
For who could bear the whips and scorns of time?
The oppressor's wrong. The proud man's contumely.
The pangs of the spies love, the laws delay.
Love, the law's delay.
The insolence of office. And the spurns
That patient merit of unworthy takes.
when
he
himself might his quietus make.
With a bare bodkin? To be or not to be?
That
is
The
question.
Or not to be.
that is the question.
Who would throttle bear?
To grunt and sweat under a weary life.
But that the dread of something after death.
After death.
The undiscovered country of whose bourne no traveler returns.
Puzzles the will.
And makes us rather bear those ills we have.
Fly to others that we know not of.
That we know not of.
To
Be
or
not to be.
That
is
the
question.
That is the question.
Lest conscience does make cowards of us all.
Atipe iboya tiwa di alabara pelu ironi pupo.
Sí, la natural tintura.
El valor se debilita.
Is sicklied ore with the pale cast of frost?
Of thought. Las empresas de mayor importancia.
And
enterprises of great pitch and moment.
With this regard,
Their currents turn awry.
And lose the name of action.
To be!
Or not to be.
To be or not to be?
That is the question.
That is the question. That is the question.
Soft you now, fair Ophelia. Nymph of thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did, and with them words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again.
Ha! Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometimes a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet it could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. We are errant knaves, all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
If thou dost marry, I give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery, go, farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery go, and quickly too, farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too, well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. Go to, I'll no more aunt, it hath made me mad. I say we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown! And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason like sweet bells jangled, out of tune and harsh. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, to see what I see.
affections do not that way tend, nor would he spake, though it lacked form a little, it was not like madness. There's something in his soul whose melancholy sits unbrewed, and I do doubt the hatch and disclose will be of some danger, which for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. He shall with speed to England. What think you on it?
It shall do well, but yet I do believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia, you need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said, we heard it all. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him, to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of our players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines, nor do not saw the air too much with their hand, thus, but use all gently, for in the very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, whirlwind of your passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwig-padded fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very rags, to split the ears of the groundlings, who for the most part are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. Pray you avoid it.
Be not too tame, neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word and the word to the action, with this special observance that you o'erstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so or done is from the purpose of playing, whose end, both at the first and now, was and is to hold as twire the mirror up to nature to show virtue her own feature, score her own image, in very age and body of the time his form and pressure. Now this overdone or come tardy off, though it makes the unskillful laugh, cannot make the judicious grieve, the concern of which one must, in your allowance or weigh a whole theater of others.
I hope that we have reformed that indifferently with us, sir.
The players make haste. Will you two help haste it?
Aye, my lord.
Ah, what's ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art e'en just a man, as e'er my conversation cope with all.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. For what advancement may I hope from thee, that no revenue hast but thy good spirits to feed and clothe thee? Why should the poor be flattered? Something too much of this. There's a play tonight, before the king, which I have told thee of my father's death. Even with the very comment of thy soul, I observed my uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself unkindle in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen, and my imaginations are as foul as Vulcan's Scythe. Give him a heedful note, for mine eyes will rivet to his face, and after, we will both our judgments join in censure of his seeming.
Well, my lord, if he steal aught the whilst this play is playing, escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They are coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you a place.
Ah, how fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, in faith. My lord, you played once in this university, you say?
That did I, my lord. I was accounted a good actor.
What did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf there. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord. They stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good madam. Here's madam more attractive. Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Do you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
'Tis a fair thought to lie between maids' legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are merry, my lord.
Who? I?
I, my lord.
What should a man do but be merry? For look you how cheerful my mother looks, and my father died within this 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Nay, then let the devil wear black, for I'll have a suit of sables. Died 2 months ago, and not yet forgotten. Then there is hope that a great man's memory may outlive his life half a year.
What means this, my lord?
Mary, this is Minchin Maleko. It means mischief.
Belike this show imports the argument of the play.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round Neptune's salt wash and Tellus' orbit ground, and 30 moons with borrowed sheen about the world have times 12 30s been, since love our hearts and Hymen did our hands unite commutual in most sacred bands. So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count over your love be done. But woe is me! You are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state, that I distrust you. Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and happily one as kind. For a husband shalt thou— Oh, confound the rest! Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be accursed. None wed the second but who killed the first. The instances that second marriage move are bare respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead when second husband kisses me in bed. I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine oft we break. Purpose is but the slave to memory, of violent birth but poor validity. 'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep. Sleep rock thy brain, and never come as chance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. It's an image of a murder done in Vienna. Gonzago's the Duke's name. His wife Batista you shall see anon. This one's Lucentius, nephew to the king.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drunks fit and time allowing, Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Thou mixture rank of hex blood, thrice blessed, thrice collected, thy natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden of his estate. His name's Gonzago. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
What? Frightened with false fire?
How fares, my lord?
Get bow the play.
Give me some light. Away!
Lights, lights, lights!
Good my lord! Vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir, is in his retirement marvelous distempered.
With drink, sir?
No, my lord, with choler.
Your wisdom should show itself more richer to signify this to the doctor. For me to put him into purgation would perhaps plunge him into more choler.
Good my lord, put your discourse in some frame, and start not so wildly from my affair.
I am tame, sir. Pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
My mother, you say?
Thus she says your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
Wonderful son that can so astonish a mother.
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We shall obey. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
And do still, by these pickers and stealers.
Good, my lord, what is your cause of distemper?
I lack advancement.
How can that be when you have the voice of the king himself in your succession in Denmark?
Oh, the recorders! Let me see one. Thank you. Why do you go about to recover the wind of me as if you were to drive me into a toil?
My lord, if my duty be too bold, my love is too unmannerly.
Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
It's as easy as lying.
But these I cannot command to any utterance upon me. I have not the skill.
You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. Blood, do you think I am easier to be played upon than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will, though you can fret me, you cannot play upon me. God bless you, sir.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in the shape of a camel?
By the mass, and 'tis like a camel indeed.
Methinks it's like a weasel.
It's backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
Then I will come, by and by. They fool me to the top of my bed. I'll come by and by.
Oh, my fence is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon a brother's murder. Pray, can I not those inclination be as sharp as will? What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? What form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense? Help! Angels, bow stubborn knees and heart with string of steel. Be soft as sinews of newborn babe. All may be well.
Now I do it, Pat. Now he is a praying. Now I will do it. And so he goes to heaven. This is higher in salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown, as flesh is may. And how this audit stands, who knows save heaven? Am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit in season for his passage? No. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at a game of swearing or about some act that has no relish for salvation, and it then trip him that his heels may kick at heaven, or that his soul may be as damp and black as hell, whereto it goes my mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thought never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with. I'll sconce me even here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother!
Mother!
Mother! I hear him coming. Now, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet?
Thou hast thy father much offended. Mother, you have my father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you speak with an idle tongue.
Go!
Go! You question with a wicked tongue. How now, Hamlet? Have you forgot me?
You are the queen.
Your husband's brother's wife.
Would it were not so.
You are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Sit you down!
You shall not budge!
You go not till I set you up a glass!
Or you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not kill me? Help! Help! Help!
What? Help! Help!
How now, a rat! Dead for a ducat! Die!
I am slain.
Oh, me. What hast thou done?
Nay, I know not.
Is it the king?
What a rash and bloody deed is this!
Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word.
Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell!
Leave wringing of your hands, peace, sit you down, and let me wring your heart. What have I done, that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me? Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty.
Calls virtue hypocrite.
Makes marriage vows as false as dicer's oaths.
Oh, such a deed is thought sick at the act. Ay me, what act? That roars so loud.
The counterfeit presentment of two brothers, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill. A combination and a form, indeed.
This was your husband! Look you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother.
Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. Eyes without feeling.
Feeling without sight.
Ears without hands or eyes.
Oh, shame! Where is thy blush? Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnest my eyes into my very soul.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, making love over thy nasty sty.
These words like daggers enter in mine ears.
A murderer and a villain.
A vice of kings.
A cutpurse of the empire and the rule. No more! A king of shredded patches.
Hover your wings over me.
You heavenly guards.
What would your gracious figure?
Do not forget.
This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose.
Purpose.
But look, amazement on thy mother sits.
Sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul.
Soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Oh, gentle son, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him. On him. You look how pale he glares.
To whom do you speak this? Why, look you there, my father in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes. This is the very coinage of your brain. It is not madness that I have uttered. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what is to come.
And do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it and live the pure with the other half. Good night.
But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue, refrain tonight, with wondrous potency.
For this same Lord, I do repent. For heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me. So again, good night, mother.
I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus, bad begins and worse remains behind. Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me. I must to England. My two schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will Addersfang marshal me to knavery. I'll love the guts into the neighbor room. Good night, mother.
I've sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous is it that this man goes loose? Yet we must not put the strong law on him. He's loved of the distracted multitude, who like not in their judgment but their eyes. And where 'tis so, the offender's scourge is weighed but never the offense. To bear all smooth and even, the sudden sending him away must seem deliberate pause. Diseases desperate grown, by desperate appliance are relieved, or not at all. Now, Hamlet. Hamlet. Where's Polonius?
At supper?
At supper where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures, else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes but to 1 table, that's the end.
Alas, alas.
A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing but to show you how a king may go of progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, sent thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But if indeed you find him not within this month, you shall notice him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
I'll seek him there.
Oh, he'll stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The bark is ready and the wind at help, the associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it, if thou knewst our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them, but come, for England. Farewell, dear mother!
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother. Come, for England.
And England, if my love thou hold'st at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee scent, since yet thy cicatrice looks raw and red after the Danish sword, and thy free awe pays homage to us, thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports at full, by letters congruent to that effect the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood he rages, and thou must cure me. Till I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps, my joys will ne'er begin.
I will not speak with her.
She is importunate.
What would she have?
She speaks things of doubt that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing.
Dangerous conjectures and ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul, so full of artless jealousy is guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one?
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say you? Nay, pray you, mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone.
Alas, look here, my lord.
How do you, pretty lady? Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be.
Pretty Ophelia, how long hath she been thus?
I cannot choose but weep, to think they would lay him in the cold ground. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies, good night.
Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not in single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, next your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and fair judgment. Last, her brother is in secret from France. come from France. Oh, my dear Gertrude, this, like to a murdering peace in many places, gives me superfluous death.
Alack, what noise is this?
Attend. What is the matter?
Save yourself, my lord. Young Laertes in a riotous head or bears your officers. The rabble cry, Laertes shall be king.
Oh, you false Danish dogs.
O thou vile king, give me my father.
Calmly, good Laertes.
Tell me, Laertes, why thou art incensed. Let him go. Gertrude, speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
I am guiltless of your father's death, and I am most sensibly in grief for it.
How now? What noise is that? Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia.
There's Rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray you, love, remember. And there's Pansies. That's for thoughts.
A document in madness.
There's a daisy. I would give you some violets. But they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end.
Thoughts and afflictions, hell itself.
And will he not come again? He never will come again.
Do you see this, O God?
Laertes, make choice of your wisest friends, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me. If they find us touched, we will our kingdom give to you in sacrifice, but if not, be you content to lend your patience to us.
Let this be so. His means of death cry to be heard.
So you shall. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall.
Sith you have heard that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
But tell me, why you proceeded not against these feats? So criminal and so capital in nature.
For two reasons. Two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much unsinewed, but yet to me they're strong. The queen lives almost by his looks, and she's so conjunctive to my life that I could not but buy her. The other motive is the great love that the general gender bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affection, convert his gyves to graces, so that my arrows have reverted to my bow again.
And so have I. A noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, but my revenge will come.
You must not think that we are made of stuff so dull that we could be shook with danger and think it pastime. You shortly shall hear more. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. These to your majesty, and these to your queen.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Sailors, my lord.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon, thereunto recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back? Or is it some abuse and no such thing?
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked. And in postscript here, he says, alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, my lord, but let him come. Thou shalt live and tell him to his teeth. Thus didst thou.
If he be now returned, I will work him to an exploit, now ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall. And for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall call it accident.
My lord, I would be ruled, though rather if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
Now, out of this.
What of this, my lord? Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake? To show yourself indeed your father's son, more than in words? To cut his throat in the church?
No place indeed shall murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. What put on those shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you, in fine, together, and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, most generous, and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose I will oint to my sword. It will touch my point with its contagion, that if I kill him slightly, it may be death.
Should have a back or second that might hold if this did blast improve. Soft, let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I have it. When in your motions you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end. And that he calls for a drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, where I'm but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose made whole there. But stay, what noise?
Unwoes that tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sisters drown, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
Fell in the weeping brook, her clothes spread wise and mermaid like, while they bore her up, but long could not be, so that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wench from her Meliodas lay to muddy death.
Alas, and she is drowned.
Drowned, drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore forbid my tears. Adieu, my lord, I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly drowns it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial when she willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee, she is. Therefore make her grave straight. The crowner have set her, and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be, unless she drowned herself in her own defense?
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be she, Offendio. It cannot be else. For here lies a point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. And an act hath the three branches: to act, to do, to perform. Argal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Will you have the truth on it? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. The more pity the great folk should have on countenance is this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade. There's no ancient gentlemen, but gardeners, ditchers, and gravemakers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? Art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. Go get thee in, and fetch me a stoup of liquor.
In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet. To contract at the time for my behalf, methought there was nothing amiet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business? He sings in grave making.
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness. But age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me into the land as if I had never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once.
Yes, my lord. A pickaxe and a spade, for and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
There's another. Why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now, his qualities, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Whose grave's this, sirrah?
One that was a woman, sir. But rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days of the year, I came to it that day our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Can you not tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent into England.
Aye, marry. And why was he sent into England?
Why, because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Fate even losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie at the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he not be run before he die, he will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why, he more than another.
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water with a great while. Here's a skull now, hath been you of the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
Same skull, sir. That was Sir York's skull, the king's jester.
This? This?
E'en that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked at this fashion in the earth?
E'en so.
And smelt so?
E'en so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio?
'Twere to consider too curiously to consider so.
Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth to dust. The dust is earth. Of earth we make loam. And why of that loam whereto he was converted might they not stop a beer barrel? But soft a while. Here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow?
But soft a while. Here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow, and with such maimed rites? The stealth betoken the course they'd follow did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate. Couch we a while and mark.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far and large as we have warranty.
Her death was doubtful.
And, but that great command, owes way the order.
She should in ground unsanctified have been lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers.
Shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her.
Yet, here she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maid instruments in the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead.
To sing a requiem and such rest to her, as to peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
Sweets to the sweet farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid.
And not have strewed thy grave.
Oh, treble woe, fall 10 times treble on that cursed head, whose wicked deeds thy most invidious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made, to overtoppled Pelion or the skyish head of blue Olympus.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul.
Thou prayest not well.
I pray thee take thy fingers from my throat.
For though I am not splentive and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear. Hold off thy hand.
Pluck them asunder. Gentlemen!
Good my lord, be quiet.
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I love Ophelia.
40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum.
What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, forbear him.
Swoons, show me what thou'lt do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink up easel, eat a crocodile? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me with weeping in her grave? Be buried quick with her.
And so will I.
And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our ground, singeing his pate upon the burning zone, make Asa like a wart. Nay, in thou'lt mouth.
I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness. And thus a while, the fit will work on him. Anon as patient as the female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed.
His silence will sit drooping.
Hear you, sir, what is the reason that
What
you
is the
use me
reason
thus?
that you use
I love
me
you
thus?
ever.
I love
but it
you
is no
ever.
matter. Let Hercules himself do what he
no
may.
matter.
The cat will mew and the dog will have his
himself
day.
do what he may.
I pray thee, good Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet thereby shall we see.
Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
Till then in patience our proceeding be.
You will lose, my lord.
I do not think so, but 'tis no matter.
Hey, good my lord, I will say you are not fit.
Not a whit. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow, let be.
Come, Hamlet. Come and take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir, I have done you wrong. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts.
I'm satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But till that time, I take your offered love like love, and I will not wrong it.
I will embrace it freely. Give us the foils. Come on.
Oh, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star of the darkest night, sick fiery off indeed.
You mock me. Oh.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric.
Your grace has laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I've seen you both. Set me the stoops of wine upon that table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. Come, begin.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
1.
No.
Judgment.
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Well, again.
Stay. Give me my drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come. Another hit, what say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It is the poisoned cup. It is too late.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet it is almost against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes, you do but dally.
Say you so? Come on.
Nothing either way.
How about you now?
Ah! Laertes wounds Hamlet. Scuffling. They change rapiers. Hamlet wounds Laertes. Look to the queen there. Oh! They bleed on both sides. How is it, my lord? How is it, Laertes?
I am justly killed with mine own treachery.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no! The drink! The drink! Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink! The drink! I am poisoned!
Ah, villainy! Let the door be locked. Treachery, seek it out.
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. The treacherous instrument is in thine hand, unbased and envenomed. Foul practice has turned itself on me. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king is to blame.
Point envenomed too.
Oh, yet defend me, friends! I am but hurt.
Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane. Follow my mother.
Exchange forgivenesses with me, dear Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I will follow thee. You that look pale and tremble at this chance, that are but mutes or audience to this act, had I but time. But let it be. Horatio, I am dead.
Never believe it. Here's yet some liquor left.
As thou art a man, give me the cup. Let go, by heaven, I'll hat. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young Fortinbras with conquest come from Poland, gives this warlike volley.
I die, Horatio. On Fortinbras he has my dying voice, so tell him with the occurrence more and less which have solicited. The rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
my gosh, you guys, that was incredible. I did not know what happened at the end of that story. I did not know.
Hamlet, total surprise, total shocker. But I have one last thing to say. You thought we were going to get to the dance.
In case you missed it, here's the entirety of Hamlet in a few funky moves.
Hit it!
We are
Chicago Shakespeare Slam.
Chicago Shakespeare Slam.
Shakespeare Slam.
We are Chicago Shakespeare Slam.
Slam.
And we
own
this space.
We own this space.
We own this space.
We own this space.
We own this space.